Hello, and today I am going to be informing you of the external recruiting that has taken place at Domino's pizza chains in response to the coronavirus pandemic. Please follow along with my slide for some key takeaways. Beginning around February of 2020, numbers of coronavirus cases significantly began increasing. Bars and restaurants were immediately deemed unsafe places due to the fact that they held a large capacity of people in a very tight proximity. Bars and restaurants were the most vulnerable to reaping the negative economic effects of the pandemic due to the significant loss of in-person customers. According to the outplacement firm, Challenger, Gray & Christmas, approximately 4 million American restaurant workers risk being laid off due to the coronavirus. This is astounding and leaves many unemployed and with no source of income. More than 24 states have forced the shutdown of dining rooms, making contactless delivery a necessity. Easier access to online delivery platforms have caused a significant rise in the demand of food sales. This is very exciting to those who feared when the next time they could provide their services would be, and to those who can afford to participate in these platforms. This demand is enough to cause a greater need for employees. However, most bars and restaurants cannot afford the adding staffing that correlates with the rise in demand. Domino's Pizza is not like other restaurants as it currently employs 120,000. And in response to the pandemic has decided to hire 10,000 more employees. When asked about the increase of hires in an interview with People magazine, a Domino's representative mentioned, especially now that many people in our local communities are looking for a job. The positions could be anything from delivery driver to pizza maker to assistant manager. Every store is going to have its own unique needs, she said. The job specification amongst new employees will be pretty much equal across the board because everyone they are hiring must be able to perform multiple job duties, and they must be willing to adapt. Adaptability is going to be a key trait in the new workers that Domino's hires. Domino's is actively recruiting new employees by using corporate intranets and other servicing companies to reach out to those in search for a job. Domino's recruiting efforts are higher than usual because they are actively trying to do the best they can at helping local communities offer jobs to those unemployed. Many restaurants have decided to close indefinitely, making Domino's guaranteed opening even more appealing to those in search of steady pay. CEO Rich Allison said in a statement, "Our corporate and franchise stores want to make sure they're not only feeding people, but also providing opportunity to those looking for work at this time, especially those in the heavily impacted restaurant industry." Domino's is being recognized for their philanthropic efforts and their hiring in the midst of a season of firing. Many news sources are giving them props for their generosity, and this is bringing very positive publicity to their chains. Positive publicity ultimately increases their food sales even more, which in turn may cause them to hire even more workers.
Hi, I'm Anita Jing. Besides the promotion, the higher demand of people offering pizza is also one cause of Domino's hiring. According to the reports, more than 55% of the order require delivery. People are less likely to go out and contract with people directly because of the pandemic. Based on that, Domino's offered the contactless carryout and delivery, as well as Domino's curbside delivery. Contactless carryout is a non-contract pickup for some customers who want to conveniently pick up their orders without leaving the vehicle. And this personalized service for Domino's is also very welcome in customers. As the number of orders increase, there will be more demand for jobs. The coronavirus pandemic has caused the restaurant and bars to close its doors or shift solely to pick up or delivery orders, and local government work to lower the possibilities of a surge in coronavirus cases. Because of that, a lot of restaurant and food service companies are dismissing employees due to the low demand and higher costs. Therefore, the rate of unemployment in the United States increased rapidly during this time. Domino's recruitment would have a higher standard team of number and have a higher than usual recruiting effort. A representative from Domino told that the company is always hiring, but with tons of people being laid off right now. Domino will also have additional training programs because of the pandemic to reinforce the good hygiene practice and the social distancing. All of the staff members, including the delivery person, are required to wear gloves and masks and increase the frequency of disinfection. The Domino's staff also have good compensation and benefits. Domino's increased the pay for all hourly corporate store and supply chain center team members in the form of regular thank you bonuses and expanded paid sick leave for full and part-time hourly employees to their corporate stores and supply chain centers. These benefits give those who are employed by Domino's guarantee in this situation because working during the coronavirus time period is not really safe, and hiring or not hiring is an opportunity cost for the human resource managers in Domino's.
Hi, my name is Alex, and I'm going to be talking about the benefits of hiring and not firing during this pandemic that we are in. Specifically, we are going to look into the company of Domino's and their notices of change in their business's human resource management. This set of organizational activities directed at attracting, developing, and maintaining an effective workforce follows through in order to support the strategic importance for the organization's mission and vision about how Domino's is committed to serving local communities and providing hot pizza to everyone who is looking for a meal. Because of that, staffing is critical and stores across the nation are looking to hire. We want to make sure we're not only feeding people, but also providing the opportunity to those who are looking for work at this time. Due to the increase in demand for Domino's food, expanding their internal supply of employees by about 10,000 employees will allow for the company to keep up with the surge of demand. One of the benefits for Domino's in hiring during this time is that it allows for deliveries to be completed in a timelier manner because there is a higher level of supply of employees to meet the higher levels of demand. To increase the company's internal supply, the company will have to focus on external recruiting by bringing people in from the outside of the organization to apply for jobs for Domino's. That leads me to the next advantage of hiring and not firing during this pandemic. Because Domino's is hiring new employees from outside the organization, this allows for newly hired employees to receive benefits such as health, dental, and vision insurance that Domino's offers that they otherwise would not have received if not hired by the company. During this pandemic, employees of Domino's must acquire both individual and organizational strategies by understanding customers in terms of social distancing and enforcing specific practices of the company's policies of a no-contact delivery. All in all, the benefit of hiring Domino's estimated 10,000 employees is that it will enable the company to achieve shorter delivery times while practice social distancing along with gaining a better reputation that they had before because of their reliability to customers of a timely delivery and efficient and effective practices.
In conclusion, the coronavirus pandemic has been detrimental to the economy, forcing many businesses to either go bankrupt or even close their doors for good. While restaurants and bars are not the only businesses that have been negatively affected by this pandemic, they are among some of the hardest hit. This put a ton of food service employees at risk of losing their jobs. A lot of these businesses relied on their in-person customers in the past, and this pandemic has caused the number of in-person customers to significantly decrease or even become illegal at some points during this crisis. This industry has been forced to pivot in a way that they can still provide their services and goods to the public. The majority of these new approaches include either an online or call-in delivery service, and the companies that already had good systems in place for takeout and delivery orders had an upper hand on the ones that didn't. The company that we chose to talk about is one of those companies that already had an easy online order service and also had employees that were used to getting call-in orders. The numbers alone show how much of an advantage this was during these times. Rather than having to lay off and fire employees, Domino's actually ended up having to hire 10,000 more. These new workers, along with the current workers, have had to undergo a new type of training and get used to doing things differently than they had in the past. These new training sessions included teaching employees how to deliver or give pizza to customers without having to come into contact with them. Ensuring a no-contact exchange has been greatly welcomed by customers in these times. This new training of the company's human resources department is another factor that has added to Domino's increased demand for their pizza, which leads to the need for more employees. While Domino's business performance is one of the few positive instances we have seen during this pandemic, Domino's is also an attractive business for people to work for. They offer a great deal of benefits that include attractive compensation, healthcare, dental care, educational opportunities, legal assistance, disability care, and even vision care. These are things that many people that have been let go from their previous employers are in great need of now. And it is a great thing that Domino's both can and wants to help provide this to people. In summation, at this time, there is not much that we can do about the coronavirus other than to social distance and try to isolate ourselves from new groups of people. While one day there is sure to be a vaccine, I still believe that this pandemic will change the world forever, including the business world. These new systems of contactless delivery, more hygienic ways of going about business, are going to have to be included in everyday life. Domino's has done a great job of adapting and making the best of what they can out of this situation, especially their handling of their human resources department. They are setting the standard for a new model in this industry. And now I'll show our sources. Thank you very much.